Welcome. My name is Nick DeMatt. I work here at APL. For those of you who are here at APL, let me talk to you a little bit first. I am and my team is in the IT department over in ITSD, and we provide the services for enterprise applications for engineering. And part of that includes XR, right? And so the team, and we'll introduce them a little later, is responsible for putting on the symposium for you. And they did a lot of work for this, and we really appreciate you coming, for not just those who are attending, but also those who are helping us in presenting, co-presenters. So just wanted to say welcome and thank you, and welcome to APL. If you've never been to APL before, and if you want to learn a little bit about APL beyond the symposium, please visit our website, jhuapl.edu, and you can read about all kinds of wonderful things that the laboratory has done for over 80 years for our country. I have some logistics I have to take care of first, right? This is part of any meeting that we do with both internal and external guests at the laboratory, and that is to go over the facility that you're in. And so if I draw your attention to the drawing up top, and you'll see in the big polygon 117, that is this room right here, just so you're oriented right with this drawing. And then as you go out to these exit doors, you'll have seen there's two rooms on this right side here, and that's where our vendor booths are set up. And then we will have also in the afternoon concurrent talks going on in here and on the other side. It's right through the hall, turn to your left. Hopefully you've seen the restrooms are just directly at the end of this hall. They're right there, and we have this small little bistro that's still outside the security perimeter. So if you go down and if you walk up to where it says visitor control and then up toward the coffee in the little orange circle. If there's something else that, there are snacks out here that you're more than welcome to, but if there's something that you don't see, you want something a little more, you're welcome to go over there to the bistro. The exit doors are pointed out in the red dots around, including the ones in this room right here. These are the most immediate ones for those of us in here, and the rest, again, either go outside as the way you came in from the parking lot, or if you came in from the patio side, there's exit doors there. Hopefully, you may have seen it outside. There is a monitor sitting up that constantly has the Wi-Fi information on there. You're more than welcome to join in our Wi-Fi here, the guest network. You can even, in this room, actually, you can actually take photos with your own cameras. So if you wanted to take a picture of that, you could, or like again, it's always posted outside on one of the monitors right by the registration desk. If you have a problem with that or any difficulties, and try again, either people at the registration desk, or if you see somebody wearing a yellow lanyard, approach us. Okay. I do want to recognize our vendors that are here supporting us this week, and I hope that you spend some time with them. If you're familiar with XR and you're familiar with Vuforia Engine, right? You may not know that company was purchased, I don't know, 8-10 years ago, and now it's part of PTC. PTC is here, located. In fact, their booth is right here in the back in this room. They're happy to talk to you about that product. Haptics is over here as well in this room, and Haptics is haptics as in gloves, right? And sensing, so they're going to be able to do some demos with that product a little later. In fact, what I was told is this generation of product, this is only the second time this year in public that they've demonstrated it. First was at AWE back in May, I believe, right? WDL Systems, again, is in a booth inside, just right to your corner. They have all types of different hardware and software services that many people at APL are actually customers of WDL. I would, again, encourage you to stop by and see their wares. And then finally, Headwall. Headwall is located down around Greenbelt. It's kind of local. I didn't mention that the other three are coming from out of state. We're from California, from Massachusetts, and North Carolina. So we're very appreciative for them to come in and support the symposium. And then I also want to thank and welcome our presenters that are not APL presenters. You can see up their logos up here. A lot of them from universities, as well as from MIT Lincoln Labs. We also have the government, Montgomery County, Maryland government is presenting. Please take a minute to take a look at that on your agenda and read those abstracts. I think you'll find them very interesting. Again, appreciative to have NASA Goddard back with us again. I think that's maybe their third year presenting, fourth. Okay, thanks, Tom. Appreciate that. Okay, I just wanted to highlight a couple things. Again, thinking back to what I said about the room, the agendas, that one's going to be posted for each day in here, always up, right? So what you see under the blue column on the left side, that's this room, 117. And then again, outside, right to the left, those doors there, that would be the late morning, 10:30 to 11:30 time frame. So that break is meant to give us time to get between the rooms if you want to go see another talk. Like after we talked this morning at 10:15, there'll be a short break, and then you may go to either stay in here or go over to those rooms. We do have demos and exhibits. The way we run the symposium is that we like to have all our talks completed by 3 o'clock, and then from the 3 to 5 period, if you go in, the people who presented in the morning, if they happen to have a demonstration that they're going to show what they talked about, feel free to come join and come back and engage with them in their room to see that demo, to ask more questions, to actually experience it, maybe help you get a little bit more out of what they were presenting. And then tomorrow we'll have the same type of layout for those talks, and we'll go over this tomorrow morning as well. We have a little bit of time, so I want to share just a few things, a little bit more. What you'll see if you looked at these abstracts, the topics vary, right? Obviously, we always try to talk about, give you some technical tips about what is it you can do with XR, right? So you'll see some talks about that. We have one on light and reflection, for instance. There's things about different use cases, like how are we using it for engineering? And so if you're interested in that, there's several talks on how we're applying it in the engineering world. Some as a design tool, some is for integration and test, for instance. It's interesting also, I know we have a nice talk this year on climate, right? So ice melts, ice sheet melts. So here we have somebody's applying it with the environment issue. As well as speaking of environment, we're not just here on Earth. We have a talk that's about space. Actually, maybe more than one talk about space. But it's interesting for me when I look back and take a look at the abstracts that we come in and I see the work that we're doing here across the laboratory. It's not just focused on one area, right? So when we started looking at XR seriously, almost 8-10 years ago, the discussions we were having were about, I can't think of where you cannot use this technology, right? And so this symposium is really about stimulating your thought process, getting your creative thoughts together to say, okay, that talk was on space, but I might be able to apply that to something that I'm working on. And so that's one of the hopes that we hope you take away from this, is that it encourages or it gives you an idea or a thought to either engage with the speaker, engage with that organization, or to go off on your own and maybe come back and present next year. Because this is year number 5. We continue to keep going, right? We don't have any intention to stop. And so hopefully you'll be interested in coming back either as a presenter or as an attendee. Either way, we welcome you with open arms. The other thing I want to mention is I want to thank the team that put this on, right? So I work with some very wonderful individuals here. They're inquisitive, they're intelligent, they're curious. They are just happy to actually get the opportunity to be able to explore, and APL gives us that ability, right? It is really about being creative and being bold in our thoughts and our endeavors and what we want to try and go do. For instance, this symposium, which was started 5 years ago as an idea, right? And the executive management of the laboratory supported that. And that's why we're back, right? And continuing to do that. And so this team, and again, most of them are wearing yellows. In fact, stand up if you please. If you had anything to do with putting on the symposium, talking either to our vendors or your presenters, right, yourselves, registration. I know I'd be remiss if I didn't say about Rena, who's out managing the registration desk, and also Mitch and our wonderful AV team that's helping us put on this event. So thank you very much. Right.